Hi guys, today we are going to talk about access modifiers in Java. Access modifiers helps you to control access to properties or methods or class in Java. Okay, so if you see a class has some methods and has some properties which are declared. Now there are some properties which you don't want everyone to access to, right? Or there are some properties where which you want like everyone can access without harm. Also there are some behaviors called methods, right? In class you have some methods and you don't want everyone to access this method, or you want in some scenario you only want the method to be accessible inside the class. Let's say it's something which is only private to the class and all those kind of stuff, right? So those the control over the access, whether the property or the method should be visible to the outside world or not, those kind of stuff, okay, those kind of stuff can only happen with the help of these access modifiers in Java. Okay, so let's take a simple scenario. Consider there's a company. We'll relate this to real life scenario. Okay, consider there's a company, okay, a IT company. Okay, so as you know, a company has some employees, right? So there will be a so I've created a company package and I will create one employee class here. Okay, so a employee will have some properties, right? What are the properties? The name of the employee, right? The date of birth of employee. What is the employee ID? What is the designation of the employee? And what is the salary of employee? Let's take these five attributes. Okay, and also what does an employee do in a company? He works, right, basically. So let's take a basic work method which will do nothing, just it will print this guy is working. Okay, okay. Now also let's do one thing. If we want to initialize these values, right, these properties, for that let's create one constructor here. Okay, so if you create one constructor here with all these properties, we'll get one constructor here as well, right? So this is a simple employee class which has some properties. There is a method and there's a constructor. Okay, now let's talk about the main stuff. So as you all know, we have an employee class and there's a company here which have some employees. So employees are what? Basically object of this class, right? So I can be one employee, you can be another employee, right? Now there's a meeting in the company. Okay, consider there's a meeting in the company. Let's create one meeting class. Okay, and it basically there's one simple meet method, and there's a meeting. Okay, so in this meet, what is happening? It's a casual meet. Every employee is interacting with other employee. It's a chit chat. Okay, so consider there is one employee. Okay, this employee will have some let's name it. Let's name this variable employee 1. Okay, so consider there is one employee 1. It has a name. Okay, we are initializing the properties of this employee 1. Okay, it has a name Rahul. Date of birth, let's say it is 2 Jan 2000. Okay, so this guy is young. Okay, and there's some employee ID, let's say 1883, and there's a designation called let's say he's a software developer. Okay, and let's say we are paying him a handsome salary, let's say 1 lakh per month. Okay, so let's create one more employee, guys. Employee 2, let's say his name is Jack. Okay, sorry, I made this channel instead of change. Let's say his employee ID is 1821 and he's a senior software developer, and let's say the salary is 2. Okay, 2 lakh per month. So now Jack, okay, Jack and Rahul are chit chatting. So Jack wants to know what is the salary of Rahul. Okay. Now, if Jack wants to know what is the salary of Rahul in the meeting, he will simply do this. Okay. He will simply try to access salary of Rahul using Rahul.salary. Sorry, employee1.salary. Okay. Now this clearly shows employee1 has no control, okay, over his salary. This guy Jack is easily able to access the salary of employee1. Okay. So, but on the other hand, Rahul as an employee may not be comfortable with sharing a salary with Jack. So how do we do it? Like, how do Rahul control the salary such that Jack is not able to access it? So there is a particular kind of access modifier called private. Okay. What does this private do? This private says if you prefix, okay, this private over any property, okay, or over any method or over any class, what this guy says, you can only access salary, okay, in this scope, only in this employee class. Outside this employee class, nobody can access this salary. Now if I show you, if we go in the meeting class, see, this guy is showing red flag which says that salary has private access in company.employee. You cannot directly access it. We will face compile time error here. Okay. So this is how you can control. So if you see, private basically says anyone outside this class, okay, cannot access this variable if I declare this variable as private. Okay. So that means anyone outside this class cannot access the salary. Cannot access. Okay. Now I will show you that we can access salary in this class. For example, let's say void print salary. Okay, that's some simple method which says I want to print what is the salary of this guy. Okay. See, I am able to access salary without any compile time issues because the field is private, but the method, right, print salary lies in the same scope as this method. It's in the same class. Okay. On the other hand, if you see in this meeting class, when I try to access salary, I am not able to because this guy is in separate class, and as the private modifier says, anyone outside this class cannot have access. Okay. So this is one kind of modifier. Another kind is called default. Okay. So basically, if I summarize this, let me give you a high level picture. There are four kind of access modifiers: private, default, protected, and public. Okay. So we discussed what was private. Okay. Let's discuss default. Okay. So what does default implies, right? What comes to mind when someone says default? Default is, I mean, something not controlled by us. We expect something from a guy when we don't give him any input. That guy should do something, right? Some standard work it should do without our input, right? For example, here you specified a modifier private, okay, but if you see all these properties here, you have not specified any access modifier. Okay. So what Java will do in this? What compiler will do in this case? Right, that is the question. So here you are not specifying any modifier. That means it is expected from Java to do something for you, to provide some kind of control over the access. Okay, that's why it is called default, because you are not controlling it, you are not specifying anything, you are expecting from Java to do some standard control for you. Okay, so what is the standard control? See, Java says what I will do, what is the standard for me is, see, if you don't declare anything in front of your variable, any modifier, I will give this variable access. I will give access of this variable to all the classes which lies in the same package as employee class. What I mean by that is, for example, this meeting, right? This meeting class lies in the same package as employee class. If you see the package is company. For meeting class as well, the package is company. So both of these guys lies in the same package. So that means the meeting class should be able to access these variables, name, DOB, and employee ID, and designation as well, because we have not defined any attribute here. So the expected behavior is default, the Java's behavior. Okay, Java's behavior says I will allow to access these properties to all the classes which are in the same package as this class employee. Okay, so if I try to print now, let's say designation or DOB, okay, or name, I can print all of them because I have the access. Okay, however, okay, let me show you the counter example. What I mean by same package, if I create one more package, okay, let's say I create one more package, okay, package name is, let's say, company2. Now company2 is some other company, okay, and it has one it also has some class, right? Let's say this company2 is your client, okay, it has some client class, and in you are meeting with a client, okay, you are meeting with a client, okay, and let's say if I create one, if I copy this employee one, now if I if you want to connect with a real-time scenario, so this company2 is some other company, and you have a client from that company, and you guys are meeting. Now client wants to know, okay, client wants to know what is your DOB, date of birth, okay, but he cannot see. If I try to print DOB, it says DOB is not public. It's not public. It's the information is in the company itself. This company. You cannot take that information. The client cannot take that information simply out of this employee one. Okay, because here the behavior is default. Default behavior is any class outside the package, okay, of employee cannot access this guy DOB or employee ID or name or designation. Okay. So as I showed you, see, if I try to print other fields as well, for example designation or name or some other field, for example what was the fourth field, I forgot, DOB, employee ID, right? Employee ID. See, employee ID is very sensitive information. Why would I give my employee ID to some client who is in another company? Even though he is my client, but why would I access my why would I give my private information, right? I mean, the information should be exclusive to the company package only, right? The other employees can know my employee ID, that is fine, but the outside the company, my employee ID, I should not tell my employee ID to other clients, right? So now as I showed you, so default is anyone outside any class, okay, let's write like this, any class in the same package as this class can access. Outside the package cannot access. Okay, coming to third type of access modifier, which is called protected. Okay, so we understood what are private and default. Let's understand protected now. Okay, so now if I use let's say designation, okay, well, let's define protected for designation. Okay, now if I try to I mean, if I, so what do you mean by protected, right? First, protected is similar to default. Okay, it behaves like default behavior. What is the default behavior? Any class within the same package can access. Outside the package, nobody can access, right? So protected behaves like same. Thus, just that it adds one more extra behavior which says any class which is inheriting this employee class, okay, can also access this field designation. Okay, it doesn't matter the inheriting class is in the same package as employee. It can be in separate package or it can be anywhere in the code base. It doesn't matter. So that is the extra behavior which this protected is providing. So let me give you one example. So we have this employee, right? Now if I create one Java class called manager, okay, which extends this employee. Extends means this guy is this guy is basically okay. So this guy is inheriting employee. Okay. So when do you use inheritance? Inheritance you use when you have some extra behaviors, when you have some common behaviors where you want to, for example, an employee is a common behavior, a common idea, right? In a company which has some common fields, name, DOB, employee ID, designation, salary. But if on the other hand, if you consider manager is a specific type of employee, right? Where it will have these common values, but it will have also some other properties which every other employee cannot have, right? For example, he can talk with upper management, or he can arrange a meeting, or he can arrange a dinner for the team, or many other stuff, right? So that's where when you use inheritance. So coming back to our topic, so manager is extending employee. Okay, let's create one method, just one method. Let's say I create this method work. Okay, so void work. Okay, so if you see, this guy can easily access, right? If I try to access designation, I should be able to see. I am able to access designation. So if I want to print what is my designation, see, please note designation, sorry, let's do this. My designation is plus designation. Okay. So as you all can see, I am able to access this designation field even though my manager is outside this package. Okay, my manager is in company to package, my employee is in company package, but I am able to access this designation field. Why? Because I have marked this field as protected. On the other hand, if I try to access employee ID, okay, let's say if I try to write one more print statement, and if I try to access employee ID, this here I will get a red field, say employee ID is not public, cannot be accessed from outside package. Okay, so you got the point, right? Protected is just as default behavior plus what, plus any class which is just inheriting this class can access, right? That's it. Now coming to fourth type of access modifier called public. As you all can understand, right, public is something which I want to, I don't want any restriction. If I declare something public, that means I don't want any restriction on that. I want everyone to know about it, right? I don't have any problem with anyone knowing that's what public is, right? For example, a railway station, a public gathering, right? Anyone can come, anyone can go, anyone can buy ticket, anyone can catch trains. So there is no restriction, right? Similarly, if you see, let's take this name field. Okay, so is there any restriction you want to put on your name? Okay, is there? Because think, a name is what? A name is something which defines you, right? So a name is something which in the meeting you want other employees to know. Also, the company too, if the client is there, then how will you address client, right? You will want to introduce by telling your name, right? So other in company too, also the client should know your name, right? So there's no harm in making your name public, right? It should be public. So we have made this public. So what public says, it doesn't matter whether you are in company or whether you are in company 2 or whether you are outside this company, okay, whether you are in the whole code base, okay, in the whole code base anyone can access my name, because that's a safe thing, okay. That's why we made this public. So the public understanding is anyone, okay, in the whole code base can access it. Let me show you. In the manager, in the meeting, see, in the meeting, Jack can knows Rahul name, right? This guy is able to know Rahul's name, right? If I go back to client, my client can know my name. See, they here the right thing is found because we have made this public, okay. The manager, right? The manager can know the name. Let me show you. So as you all can see, I showed you, right? These guys were in company 2 and and they were able to access this name. Also, if I mean anyone, okay, it doesn't matter whether they are in the same package or outside the package, whole code base anyone can access, okay. So that's all from my side, guys. These are the 4 type of modifiers which I wanted to explain to you. Any doubt, any question, you can type in comments, and yeah, any comments you can leave out how is it, okay. Thank you.